I looped it again. Sorry about that, guys. Hello, my true crime lovelies. How are you? I hope you are well. You read the title. Sarah's about to find out. If you can hear me okay, let me know where you're coming in from. What's the weather? I've got a special guest that I'm going to bring up. Her name is AJ. She is, why is it doing that? Because I didn't add her to the stage. She is one of the lovelies. She's one of our fellow lovelies. We're going to get right into it. Let me just see. Thank you, Windy Wednesday. Sound okay? Cold, rainy, snowy hello from breezy Connecticut. Hi, Barry. Kansas. You're not in Kansas anymore, but you are. Wizard of Oz, one of my favorite movies. I don't know what that flag is. Hi from, is that the UK? Hi, puzzle piece. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to pull up these messages and we're going to get into it. Let me make this. I don't want this over here. Okay. So if you're new here, welcome. Glad that you were able to join us for this. I'm just going to lay the foundation so you guys understand how it's laid out if you haven't seen these before. The time and date are over here. This indicates outgoing or incoming. So when it's outgoing, it's Sarah talking to the person here. Here, the person is Lana. We're only going to be reading Sarah and Lana today. There's some messages with Christina. I owe you guys a video because I know in the last couple of Lana Sarah videos, I've skipped over like Christina and Brian. It's coming. I want to get through this. Because I think that part is important. So AJ, are you ready? Am I okay to start?
Yes, I'm excited to help you knock these out.
Yay, I appreciate you. It's like so hard to do it by myself. Okay, so first one is I am talking to you, or Sarah's talking to Lana, 6/26/2024, 11:18 a.m. Subject, hi, rejoice in the day the Lord has made. First, always, I love you, and I'm glad to hear from you. When you put your do not disturb sign on the door in your message, I quietly went down to the pool and had a few drinks, then watched the sunset. D smiley face. I left you alone and wanted to make sure you were resting and getting back to your beautiful self. So, how'd the strep test go? How's your son feeling? How are you? I'm glad to hear you got through your dialysis okay, on top of not feeling well from being sick. So strong. You. I was thinking about you all day yesterday, sending well wishes and smiles. Thank you for checking in. If you're good to go, so am I. And yes, the Skittles arrived and have already started to be consumed. I only ate 4 or 5, so I can make them last. Unknown meal ticket for the next time. I'm used to rationing everything and I don't usually have anything. I do now because of you. Thank you, Lana. Heart. And I love this package, primarily for the tortillas, which I can put anything in, and it's such a treat when we get PB&J instead of gross bologna. I never eat in our bag meal dinners. I only traded the flaming hot chips, gives me heart palpitations, for less hot, and the beef, air quotes, for shredded chicken. I made chicken and bean burritos last night, which were effing amazing. So good, Lana. I whispered thank you to you after I thanked God for my meal and for your friendship and kindness. I love this pack. Thank you. I hope it doesn't go out of stock and can maybe be received again. The commissary is okay, but so expensive. Perspective. One sleeve of crackers, 24, cost $3.16. Yes. And if you were to buy a whole box of 4 sleeves, it would cost you $12.64. Yes, believe it. A box at Family Dollar is $2, and they're not even name brand crackers. That's OCCD for you. Sad face, cry face. I used to buy a sleeve or 2 when I could because they're perfect when my blood sugar plummets. I'd eat a few and feel better. Unfortunately, no more. That's the main reason I use commissary, is for the sweets to help me maintain throughout the day and when someone steals my sports bra. O-face. My grandfather died of a rare type diabetes, so I'm on the spectrum for. Thank you for everything, heart. Your friendship more than anything ever. Remember, all funds go to medical also. So I'm still very grateful to still utilize when you do. The packages are just so fun. And again, a huge treat. I can't describe to you. Just know I love you and am joyful and full because of you. Heart. Business mode. So I love the arm around me to congratulate rather than hold me. I saw that and your all caps good and I dove in. Has the majority been good, bad, neutral? Any new memes? Solid legal chops. What does that mean exactly? Good? The lawyer you know. He's been in my face and on my case since day one. What exactly did he have to say about the letter? What does focused on me not representing myself mean? I wouldn't ever anyway. I'm smart, but not that smart, nor have I trained in the legal field. I just go by what God tells me and directs me to do. I did work in an attorney's office for over 5 years until my mom died and had to resign. I understand some, but not enough to fully represent myself. I don't know why she had to resign because her mom died, but we'll keep going. I could though, just like I could with everything else. With God, all things are possible. You too. Plus, my tax dollars have well paid for a decent court-appointed attorney, which would be but whatever. I'm trying to utilize every last cent. What else did he say? What video are you going to study? And what interrogation with POS former husband? Body cam? Audio? Is this where he, out of sheer bitterness and anger, calls me an unfit alcoholic mother? Everything he has said to date, including when we were married for 13 years, is a lie. He's mad he got dumped, and luckily for him and his family's millions, he had the opportunity to stick it to me and is still. The things I could tell you. I called him an atheist the other day. He believes in nothing but money, computers, anything electronic, and football. Scoff. He's a wallflower nobody. I can only imagining what else he has to say untruthfully. And I asked him if he realizes he's under oath when he lies. And I can prove him wrong and explain everything he has to say. Try me. On any of these sites you've referenced, is the video on there? Do they back themselves up with an extra tanker truck full of gasoline by referring to this, or have readily available after their unimportant judging and blather? I'd like to know to tally, please. Okay. I do have letter number 2 in the midst, and I'm collecting ammo. In the meantime, I can't do it without you. Truly, Lana, locked and loaded, baby. And last and least important, what does look at me, Zav girl have to say about the letter? She has to make things up and secretly thinks, gosh, she's right and so smart, but will never admit it. How old is she? Yawn. How do I suffer? I don't. I got God and you. Heart. Weekends. Ugh. Painful if I had to describe in one word. We have an extra everlasting hour before lockdown, 11:30 instead of 10:30. They are very long, and I would never ever say this in the real world, but I can't wait for Mondays. Eyebrows raised. Eyebrows raised. It goes back to the regular work week for everyone. Not fun. Instruments? Ha. Ha. Sorry, no. They would be used as weapons, just like everything. Literally everything. If it's not a weapon, it's a form of mule for drugs. The things I could tell you. Real quick, one girl in here got her daughter, 6 years, to color a card for her so the husband could put liquid drugs mixed in the crayon. Scrunchy face. So not for the love of her daughter, but the drugs on the card. There's so much I could tell you. Mind-blowing, truly. If they were to apply their effort in what they do corruptly and wickedly, they wouldn't be in here. Again, the things I could tell you. Did you get my card I sent you? I'm done asking if you checked your mail because you keep forgetting to let me know. I sent you a card, angel face. Go look and let me know. I'm so happy to hear from you. Get it going. I'm down if you are. Just do not overdo it. Love, love, love you. Yay! You're okay, heart. With all lowliness and gentleness, with long suffering, bearing with one another in love, endeavoring to keep the unity of the spirit. Okay, I'm gonna skip over the biblical quotes. For I consider, oh no, there's more. Therefore, and one more. Love you forever, friend of all times. Thank you. Do not overdo it. Go get my card I sent. Have a super day. And then 626 218 incoming from Lana to Sarah, a face to the vulture.
I sent a picture of Zach Girl, I think she means Zav Girl, so you can see who I'm talking about. I'm so glad you sent me a message, and I keep checking my mail. I'm guessing since it's a card, your jail is probably sniffing it for drugs or secret messages. Ugh, overlords of the universe. Haha, Big Brother is watching. Hey, hey. Oh, new message. Hi, rejoice in the day the Lord has made. So Lana replying again. Hey, hey, you have every right and welcome to write and disturb me anytime you feel like it. I just felt bad because I might not have had the strength to write a lot on my end. I'm on antibiotics now and I actually feel better today than yesterday. And I'm so jealous. A Florida sunset is really, really beautiful. I think she meant to say it's one of the reasons why Marco Island
Yes.
was the location for my honeymoon almost 26 years ago, September 1998. I thought you knew about the interviews with your former husband. I don't know how many he had in total, but publicly we saw 3 of them. There was the first on body cam on that first day when they were also with you at your apartment. The second was later that same day with Typhoid Mary, who also hacked and coughed her way through, and Loud Shirt. That one was pretty in-depth. The third and final one was a phone interview that Typhoid Mary had alone with former husband and was short because of a call you made him on the night in question. As for what he said, a good amount was about the relationship between you and your son, and I made you a promise I would honor your wish not to talk about him, so I consider that subject sacred. I've got a son too, so I totally get it. What I can say is this: on all subjects, things didn't quite add up, but I wouldn't expect them to, because any person in that situation would succumb to talking themselves up into hero status. I only had to discover the truth about how your car was handled to know who I believe. There's more in our letter. I'll respond until my next message, which is immediately. She says, ugh. I tried to send you a pic of Zav Girl, but it was rejected. Weird. I was trying to send two because, as I'd 5 years ago, she weighed like 100 pounds more than she does now. I don't know whether she had surgery or the old fashioned way. That's really rude.
I know. It is. Um, wait, you're this is like a couple hours later regarding a face to the vulture. You're so funny. That super stinks. The pictures were returned. Why? They're just pics of her face, question mark. What made them reject? Can you send another way or try a different view or whatever you can? You've gotten my attention on this for sure. Please, next. And then again, responding to hi, rejoice in the day the Lord has made. Girl, please don't overdo it. I'm not going anywhere. So rest, please. And you do have strep. What meds do they have you on? I'm just glad you're on the road to recovery. No overdoing, angel face. And yes, Marco Island is super nice. I really like Sanibel also. The shelling is out of this world. Love. So I knew former husband had an interview, but not three. Really? Remember, please, I am never included in anything in my case. Is it even mine anymore? Wow. When can I see anything? Four question marks. And who's the hero? Former husband? Never. He has to lie about everything. I will tell you what a lying dope he is. We got pulled over a few times when he would be driving and he'd act like he was disabled. I'm changing the anyway, literally with speech impediment and all. One time he was almost arrested. We were made to pull over in a corner 7-Eleven lot, and I was told to get out of the car. He stayed in. After briefly talking to him, the officer called in for backup and 4 more cars pulled up. Remember, corner lot, so everyone can see. I had to tell the officer what he does trying to get out of tickets all the time, and it super angered them, especially one with a disabled child. If it weren't for me, he'd have gone to jail that night. He's an effing idiot. So all the officers reached his car, searched his car, and went through everything. He's a super slob and had like 100 cigarette boxes in the car, and they shredded everyone, making a bigger mess. They did it for almost 3 hours. What a stupid night. After all that, I told him just to take me home before we were married. He is the biggest liar I have and will ever meet in my entire life about everything for life. Define, please. Don't quite add up, please. I love your feedback and POV on everything. Give it to me. I'm sure you're spot on, as with everything else. I love, love, love you always, always, heart. I sent your card on the 16th, so I'm hoping it arrives any day now. Let me know when it does, please. It was before you told me you sent the package. I just felt overwhelmed with joy, you being my friend, and it was something maybe you could stick on your fridge to remember how much you are loved by me. Yes, very much. I thank you infinitely and can't wait to see what you got for me next. So then incoming from Lana, 6:27 at 8:09 in the morning.
Do you want me to read the title even though it's a reply to the same?
Whatever you feel like doing.
Okay.
No rules.
Okay. All right. So reply to, hi, rejoice in the day the Lord has made. They have me on IV antibiotics as well as a round of amoxicillin. I did test positive for strep, but it's pretty much run its course and I should be free by this weekend. You didn't know that your former husband did 3 interviews? One was the one you were there for at your apartment. The second was that same day with the 2 detectives. The third one was about a week later and was on the phone between Typhoid Mary and former husband, and was 6 minutes long and focused on a call between the 2 of you found in yours and his phone log. Yeah, I used the phrase doesn't add up because to clarify would be to break my word to you about talking about your son, as a significant amount of the first 2 conversations was about the relationship between you, your son, him and your son, and Jay and your son. You had asked me never to bring up or talk about your son, which I completely understand. I would be very specific otherwise, but to give you my complete point of view would mean going against your wishes and not honoring your boundary. I totally understand. On the shorter third interview, I can break the entire thing down like I did with Banfield and Jay's mother and brother, as it focused on the one phone call and not your son and former husband, which is off limits for me as it is sacrosanct and I honor your wishes. Suffice it to say that I smelled a bit of a rat when I listened to your family dynamic. He would talk about reasons why he made certain decisions, and then a little later he would talk about doing and saying things that would go contrary to what he had said. Of course, he would paint you in a bad light and him in a good one. Suffice it to say that when you get out of there, if you are ever inclined to write a book or start a YouTube channel, you should title it The Things I Could Tell You. Ha ha. We say it to each other a lot. So I'll do the third interview for you later today. Oh, Tanika, you're muted.
Of course I am. It wouldn't be a Tanika live stream if I didn't do that. Sorry about that. Okay, so back to Lana. Thank you, AJ. Uh, and she's responding to, hi, rejoice in the day the Lord has made. Hi, friend. I'm so glad to hear you are better, heart. I pray you continue to be well in all aspects and never stop smiling. I live through you and your extreme supernatural positivity. You are the best, Lana. Always remember that. Did my card come yet? Don't waste your time on transcribing former husband. Really, he is such a lying POS. I hope I hope others can see through his perpetual lies and BS like you. Can you see through all of the perpetual lies and BS in my whole case? I'm feeling very incarcerated today, and I'm just on my bunk. My chest has been tight this morning, probably from the effing nonstop insanity. The things I could tell you: eyebrows raised, deep face, scrunchy face. Amazing idea for the book title. This is so stupid how every day is the same. This is purgatory today. I'm so over it. Love you though, angel face. I forgot to tell you, I wrote another letter to the judge asking for a copy of Cashman's withdrawal. No one, court also, has bothered to include me in on this pertinent bit of information, and weeks later, nonetheless. So she's just wasting the judge's time, because if you already know that she's submitted the request to withdraw, why does the judge need to send you? Are you just making a point? Like, ugh. Anyway, am I wrong? As usual, and as said in all my previous letters and in the courtroom, I'm never included. Who else should or can I ask? I'm trying to show confirmation of my exclusion by everyone. My feelings won't be hurt if you are unable, and do this please if you can, rather than POSFH, former husband's interview. Excuse me. Please, may I have a copy of my letter I sent? 58 pages. Are you capable to send some way to me so I have also? I did not have enough paper or ink to do a copy for me. Please, only if you can. Just tell me if not. I've been trying to figure it out so as not to bother you, but I have next to no resources other than you, really. The officers won't print either. I already tried. Also, are you going to try and figure out how to send the vulture pics? So interested. If there any update about a court date to rectify the withdrawal, so I can get whatever over with and move on to the next and go forward. That reminds me of that song. Go forward, move ahead. What are they waiting for? Nothing has been done since the 11th when she submitted. It's now the 27th, almost July. What is going on? I sent the letter out Tuesday and included Cashman in a courtesy copy also, unlike she did for me. The letter just makes her look so much more wrong and me right. I tried to be very polite to the judge. Please keep an eye out for and tell me when it's available. Thank you. You know I love you, and I'm beyond grateful for you. Always. Continue your healing and know I'm always wishing you nothing but goodness to add to your goodness. Keep me posted. Thank you forever. Okay, we got to scroll past the cover. All right, incoming.
I just want to say it's really creepy that they're like trying to send pictures of this YouTuber.
I know.
Why does Sarah need to see her?
And she won't let it go. Like, she keeps hinting, because Lana has sent it several times and they're rejecting it. And so she's like, well, try it this. I don't know. Sadist?
Maybe. They probably just want to talk like mean girl about her.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, they're already doing it without Sarah even seeing it. So, yeah, imagine.
Hey back friend. I'm so sorry you're feeling frustrated and upset and incarcerated. I checked your OCJ requirements for inmate letters, and your overlords would not let me copy and send you your letter. It would reject under two of their rules. One, meaning the correspondence cannot excess 10 pages, and two, relaying third party letters is not allowed. I can't copy your letter to send it to you because it's too big. Magazines and books have to come from the publisher or Amazon. And because even though you were the author, the original letter was from you to the judge, and I'm the outlawed third party. Maybe the judge or even sending a letter to the prosecutor would be effective. Cashman normally would be your best choice, but no way, I roll. Yeah, I wouldn't get past the gatekeepers of the OCJ. I am so sorry. It sucks I gotta run to dialysis really quick. I'll write again when I'm there. Hang in there, lady. There is so much I have to talk to you about. Your case file has not been updated yet. Be back soon.
A storm is a brewing. Okay. I'm gonna skip Christina. And she's responding, Sarah, to the rejoice. Red tape be damned. Can you print and mail to the Seminole address, even if it's on the tablet? Where did you get the two rules? And is that by doing the print and mail?
Trust me. Wait, there it is. Okay, sorry.
One up.
Yeah,
It's okay. Yeah.
it's on the OCCJ's website, which lists everything from how to send commissary to letters, packages, and even your meal menus, which I'm sure sound better than they actually are. Apart from requesting the court itself send you a copy, I can only think of one possible, maybe long shot Hail Mary way, and it is very much is a long shot, and that is to screenshot one page at a time and send one letter per page via Emilio Screenshot. I'd have to send one letter for each page. It would be extremely expensive to send your copying of various law library definitions, but it's possible that select pages can be screenshot and send. I'd have to see how much it would cost as it is on a token system. And then she continues, trust me, having gotten to know you, it's extremely easy for me to see that you are honest, you are in earnest, and you are a good person. Your former husband, of course, has pegged you for a man beating, abusive alcoholic that he would have to call over and over and over. One of his favorite sayings about you was that you like to, quote, use your claws. I was like, what? He acted like he's the put upon spouse and father and that he couldn't relax because he was always afraid something would happen. The end of any relationship makes me really sad as it is a tragedy, but he painted himself as a white knight who had to hold things together. My POV, not his words. The other thing I thought of upon hearing 2 out of 3 of the interviews was that what he was saying had nothing to do with the case, but more the breakdown of the marriage. Nothing about that had to do with the case, but it was a simple smear job which made me angry. Things shouldn't be publicly said. It's irresponsible. It's like shooting at a target without being mindful of what is beyond the target, and what was said could cause pain and anguish to those it shouldn't. You are not an abusive alcoholic. I was quite sure about it before getting to know you, and I'm even more sure now. My grandparents and other relatives were alcoholics and drug users slash former dealers, and I know that if you really were one, that your emotional and mental capacity would be stunted. Um, it's hard to explain, but I think you understand anyways. True alcoholics seem to freeze at a level of emotional and mental immaturity. It's crazy how much she's describing Sarah. Um,
I know this did not age well. I'm sure
no.
after the trial, this is not ringing. I hope not ringing true for her. Like, cause she's stunted. She's like in the ninth grade.
Yeah, she even talks in her letters like a 14-year-old.
Totally.
Uh, there is a chaos factor, and you are the opposite of chaos. In fact, order and organization seems to me to be one of your primary characteristics. I hope you don't feel like I'm shrinking you down, and I'm not a psychiatrist or therapist, and I have zero right to have my words taken as anything other than an amateur people watcher at best. You like when I spell out how I feel, which is rough for me to do. I care about you a great deal, and your former husband is nothing to me, and I couldn't care less what he says about you. He has to live with his words. All I can do is shrug my shoulders and enjoy talking to you. Anyway, I hope I didn't just piss you off. Thank you so much for trusting me the way you do.
I don't think you can piss off the sadistics. Like she wants to hear all the bad stuff. I don't know why. I it seems I wouldn't want to, but whatever. Anyway.
She loves
Okay.
the negativity.
Yeah, it's like it's sort of like a battery pack for her. Like it revs her up.
Feeds her narcissist ego for sure.
For sure. Welcome to Tracy Everson. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate your support. And Bossy too, but any respect I might have had for Lana is gone. How can she fall for Sarah's sickly, cloying, flattering? I don't know. Maybe she was at a place in life where she needed to be flattered. I don't know, guys. You know. I don't know. Okay, so then Sarah's response, menus? Ha! I'm so curious. Send a pic if you can. That's totally bogus BF. We're fed mush and then told you get what you get, don't throw a fit by the officers. It's a joke to them and they think it's funny we're fed dog food. Really? Menus? Can you send a screenshot or another form? We'd all get a kick out of seeing that. And do not even worry about the Emilio thing. It's not that big of a deal, promise. This might help though and be less painful. I have the exploitation statement and definitions. How much is left after taking those out? I wanted to see what their format was also, but it's no biggie. I want the content. Are all 58 pages together as a whole, or are there blank backs? Thank you for your help and ideas. You are my therapist, scrunchy face, my counselor, audience, mentor, encourager, supporter, my all around super duper friend, Lana. Yay, you. All I can say is the things I could tell you about POS former husband. Lana, you have to be alien because I just cannot understand how understanding you are and so smart and on point and genuine. I can't. I've never known anyone in my entire life like you and your brain wavelengths and synapses. I look to you for honesty, opinion, feedback so much because you're so smart in your head and heart. You also provide comfort, Lana, which has been missing in my life for as long as I can remember, including when my mom was alive. You are so positive no matter what, and I feed off of that. I'm the same way. That's a great reason I have so many extra haters in here. My joy. You are a contributor of greatness. Oh my God, I'm going to throw up. Her joy. Ma'am. Wow, talk about lack of self awareness. Okay. I thank you with all my heart and soul. I hope you're resting and smiling. I did all of today. I keep reading in my devotionals to rest in Him. It was overdue. Oh, one thing, please. Well, actually, two things. One, could you please check to see if my letter I sent the judge and POS, former husband's attorney, has posted in my family law case? What are the last three entries, please? And dates. Is it readable? Can you open? Number two, I saw this great sounding book. If I don't know if it's hardcover or soft, I hope this finds you well by Natalie Sue. Also, how much does it cost if available in soft? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh man, she's grifting Lana for books now too. Um, hey, I checked your family law case file, and it says on 627 a request was made. It just says request. Unlike your Florida Versus file, I can't access the documents as they are non-public, and I haven't applied for a reason to access them. Otherwise, the last entry before the request was back in March. It's cut off for me. March 5. There's a motion and 2 orders denying. I can't see what it's all about, so I have no idea what that means. But those are the top 3 activities on your family case file. As for your criminal case file, nothing has updated since your letter hit. No meetings scheduled and no other issues filed. I check my personal mail every day and haven't yet seen a card from you. I have USPS informed mail, so the day the mail has delivered, they take a picture of every piece of mail I get. When you and I would mail back and forth, I would get so excited to see it in the informed mail notices. Hopefully the OCCJ will quit screwing around and release it already. I'll write another message about the menu I found for you guys. And then
So
incoming. Oh,
yes. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I was just going to just really quick context. So we know why now we have the benefit of knowing why it took so long because Judge Kranick was writing out that 16-page order with all of the case law to back it up, right? So today is the day that she's going to find out.
incoming. Your menu. OMG, you wanted to know what your menu says you get? You're gonna love this. They start by explaining that you're in a 4-week schedule rotation, So here's what it says you get on a Friday. No dates on here, so this may not be today. Huh. A breakfast, scrambled eggs, buttery oatmeal, coffee, breakfast beverage, shredded cheese, sugar packet. Lunch, buffalo chicken patty, pasta salad, shredded lettuce, bread, mayonnaise, mustard, fortified teas, cheese. Dinner, fish patty, cheesy grits, mixed vegetables, barbecue beans, cheese, creamy coleslaw, bread, mustard, ketchup, fortified beverage. It sounds disgusting. I would be skipping the supper for sure. Gross.
Ugh, agreed. Fish patty?
Yeah.
Anyway, go on. Sorry.
None of that sounds like a wing meal. Incoming, it went through. It looks like Zach Volgura's pick came through. I think she meant to say vultures?
Vultures? Yeah.
Zav
Zav
vultures?
vultures, I think is, yeah.
She had lost weight since then, as it is a 5-year-old pick, but I was trying to find one with no writing since it would be accepted. That's definitely not me. Weird that she keeps talking about her weight.
I know. I don't know Zav girl, so I mean, did she lose like 300 pounds? I don't know why it's remarkable.
No, I don't either. Um, Incoming, a couple of ridiculous rumors. Oh, you wanted me to describe how they published the letter? It was done really well, actually. Each page was scanned, and if I recall, there was one page intentionally left blank. The maps with the stars published really clearly and well, too. You said you wrote more letters? I won't get to see any if they are posted into your family court case, unless one of the cultures, I'm thinking she means vultures
Vultures.
again,
Yeah.
or or lawyers had a special access to the non-public forms. Then as soon as I see it, I will tell you immediately. There are two ridiculous rumors going on out there. One was broadcast in Zav's live stream. One of her minions posted and said the rumor was that you offered a plea deal for manslaughter, that you turned down even though it was for time served. The second rumor you just heard, I think she meant I just heard, was that you hit one of your lawyers? Oh, please. I know Cashman probably deserved a good knuckle sandwich, but I can't believe that rumor would be entertained. They would have added battery charges in. Yet I am the deluded lunatic for writing you and believing you are innocent. Ugh. I mean, she said it. Oh, you're muted again.
It's as if she knew. Okay, we're getting to the
Yes.
day. I'm gonna run a comfort break
Sure.
because I have a situation and we'll be right back.
Okay.
And we are back. All right. I realized I didn't turn my mic off. Sorry about that, guys. I also want to give a shout out to AJ's mom who's watching and listening upstairs. We appreciate your support. And really quick, thank you, Colette, for becoming a member. Joyce, thank you for your generous super chat. I don't know. I don't know what her motives are. And I wonder, I mean, does she know? Do you know? I don't know at this point, but okay, let's get in. Let's get into it. Let me take that message off of the screen. Goodness gracious. Why won't it let me hide the message? There we go. Okay. So this is the 28th, 3:58 p.m. Outgoing to Lana. Subject, help! I need to talk to you. I'm trying to call. Please answer.
And then incoming, help, call me again. Incoming again. Try to call me now. I didn't know it was you. Incoming, you called me. Hey, your phone number was coming up as scam likely, so I didn't know it was you. I just checked my voicemail and then this message center, and I know now it's you who's calling. I will pick up the phone if you call again. I have relabeled the phone number, so it's not a scam flag. Incoming again. Hey, you got me worried now. Incoming connect network. I just got a call from the inmate system saying my phone was not able to accept inmate calls without setting up an advanced pay system with Connect Network. So I went ahead and did that and added funds, so there shouldn't be a problem with accepting calls now. I hope everything is okay with you. Sorry I didn't/couldn't pick up earlier. Incoming again. Holy crap, what happened? Hey, I just saw a huge update in your case file. There was an order granting the motion to withdraw Cashman. Then there was a meeting where you have forfeited counsel? Wow. You're doing this pro se? Man, I won't lie. That's a big thing. You are being sent 2 big boxes of discovery from Cashman, and they are reaching out to get them to you. The discovery boxes are labeled Identification A and B. It said they are keeping the dates the same. I'm guessing you know everything I'm telling you already. Ordinarily, I'd be telling you to take a deep breath, that it's going to be all right. I think I might need you to tell me that.
Eek. So she sends this to Lana with the request family law subject. I'm going to call you shortly. Please, by all of God, pick up. You do not even know what they did to me today. In the meantime, I'm going to relabel and write back as I go. I have next to no credits and can't waste any, so I'm going to try and consolidate where I can, and we'll both know what's being referenced. Love you. Thank you. This email, request 627. Does it say how many pages? The request for initial disclosure I wrote was, I believe, 4 pages. Who filed it? Thank you. Next.
Reply request family law. It doesn't publicly disclose who or how many pages it is, unfortunately. I do not have access to the non-public parts of your family law case. I just see the date and the word request. And then she follows that up with, by the way, that means I'm at my phone now.
Regarding your menu. Such a lie. What jail is this at? Because it is def not ours. We get none of this. So it doesn't say we get crappy bologna brown bags every night for dinner. Thank you for sending. I'm going to ask a supervisor or find out how to inquire about this lie. It's probably to make OCCD, which is Orange County Correctional
Department?
Thank you. I was thinking detention, but I'm like, that's not right. Seems like bestjail.com. Yes, that's the website here. Absolutely not. No way. Wow.
Huh, I figured. The dinners are either a country party, fish patty, or some other patty. I'm I'm guessing that is code for bologna patty. OMG, it's a 4-week menu enacted last May and considered current. I think I feed my cat better than Orange County feeds you all. Sorry, OMG, I'm so sorry for more than the food.
Calling ASAP. Yes, as soon as we're allowed off our bunks, I'm calling you. All I can say is WTF, Lana. The baby's in my lap. Sorry, but not. You are not going to believe. Sorry for not acronyming, but acronyming it, but you don't know. I'm sick, 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 and am so upset. I can't even cry. I feel like I want to throw up. You won't believe. This is just surreal. I need you more than anything, anything, anything right now. Please, so much. I'm calling you. It's too much to write, and I'm going out of my mind. I do not ever want to ask too much of you. Please know that in advance, Lana. I know that, or know that in advance. Just tell me so I can figure out whatever I need to figure out. You must be honest with me. The Ring. She looks like the girl from The Ring that calls out of the well. Ooh, or Droopy the dog. Please tell me you know who that is. Okay. She looks like she has no life whatsoever. Not sad. Eyebrows raised. Again, ooh.
So I guess the picture must have gone through then.
Yeah. But why is she worried about this and she just lost her lawyer? But whatever. Like the Menu and the Ring movie are so not important. She's
Yeah.
all over the place.
Reply calling ASAP. Okay, I'm ready.
Regarding a couple of ridiculous rumors. I wrote another asking the judge in court for a copy of her withdrawal since no one included me to send to also, so I could be in the know. Exclusion all day and by everyone. And I sent a copy to her since she didn't me. And did these rumors come out before or after the big news? I'm surprised, but not. Who posted these anyway? Are they hurting for ratings? So stupid and pathetic. Not sad. Eyebrows raise. Again, O face. What's the next rumor, dare I ask, especially after the big news today?
I think she's excited about the rumors.
Yeah.
Those two rumors were prior to today's news. The plea rumor was Zav Girl, and the knee rumor about you hitting a lawyer was CLR Bruce Rivers, which really shocked me, and I hope he was simply being sarcastic. He normally isn't given to rumors and innuendo, so I about fell out of my chair. I didn't know you were even having a hearing today. I didn't see it recorded on court TV or Law and Crime. You're muted, Tanika.
Thank you.
You're
Sorry,
welcome.
guys. You don't even know. With your intellect and resources and effort, I'm praying. Okay. Okay. Where are you going? Do you want to get down? No. Okay. Okay. You don't even know. With your intellect and resources and effort, I'm praying you can help. Cashing in on my faith massively. This could be an epic, 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 historical, impossible story. This may be the reason God put you in my life. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do and really need to talk to you directly, please. I just don't believe it. And then regarding a couple of ridiculous rumors, exactly. That was part of the whole trick. Neither did I. No one, no news crews, no photographers, no one. I asked the judge about it after he tried pushing me out of the courtroom, and he said he didn't know why no news was there. I said, but it's your courtroom and you allow everyone admission. What's different about this time, and why couldn't all times previous be this way? He didn't want witnesses to what I said. I asked also why I, myself, the defendant, did not get notice so I could be properly prepared, as was everyone else. He said, obviously you did. You're sitting in front of me. I told him no. I was woken up at 3 a.m. and told I have court. Okay, I'll get it in a second, babe. And told I have court. He shrugged his shoulders and said he doesn't do the clerical work. No one was there to hear me say anything, screaming while I'm saying anything. Is there a notice on the clerk's website for the hearing today? He didn't want anyone there to do this to me. Holy crap, what happened? Where did you see the update? What time? Who posted? And what did it say? And then Lana responds.
A couple of ridiculous rumors. There's a notice of it now, but there wasn't before today. It was mega dumped on there this afternoon, and suddenly I realized why you were calling me. My heart dropped to my feet, and I nearly threw my phone at a wall for labeling your call a scam. Some thoughts. Okay, I had to take more than a few breaths after your phone call. Law and Crime released a news bulletin about you being told to represent yourself, as well as talks about your letter and the meeting where you and Cashman talk. While I can't help you physically, I can add my brain power to yours. There are a couple of things you have. Your letters are published and people post them about and talk about them. You can write letters to the court and or judge to let the world know what is going on. I have read the order, and boy did they railroad you. They even went so far as to waive the meeting that they normally have to assess whether you are mentally able to represent yourself. You should write and request standby counsel. This means a lawyer doesn't represent you, but assists you in how to do things and what you need. One nice thing is that you will have full access to everything the prosecution has. This means you will have everything like your phone, medical records, everything. You can publicly in writing make the case for a pro bono lawyer to step in to help you. Maybe someone in law school looking to cut their teeth on procedure. I think that's your next move, to go through all of your discovery in those boxes you're about to get. Also, representing yourself, do you ask the court for payment for experts to come in? That all confuses me. I know you may not want to do this, but you could throw yourself onto the mercy of the court and beseech Judge Cranick in writing for one final lawyer that you will listen to sink or swim, or stand by counsel. Also, in the letter, maybe beseech the public for a pro bono lawyer working out of Florida. The only other option is hiring a lawyer, and neither you nor I could pay even a fraction of what a lawyer costs. I'll think of more as I think on it. I didn't know that Lana was the one that suggested to Sarah that she could publish her grievances via letter.
I know, that's interesting, right? Because all the attorneys have told her not to do it, but I think like Sarah's vision of herself is so distorted. She thinks that these are helping, even though, I mean, despite all evidence to the contrary, right? If that 58-page letter was effective, you would not have been told you have forfeited your right to counsel.
Right.
So yeah, it was and I will say at this point I had only published one video, the one where she handed in the 58-page letter. Just I come into the story later, but not what you and I are going to read today. Um Also, Lana was incorrect about the standby counsel. So we know from Lori Daybell, yeah, that it's advisory counsel that can step in and help you. Standby counsel is just that. They just stand by, and the JAC declined paying for that after she had forfeited a lawyer. Okay. I love you, Lana. Thank you just for talking to me. We have to put the tablets up in a few minutes, and I'm still in shock of everything. Your car is right here. I just want to cry and go to sleep. And of course, I'm on the cleaning list and will be mopping the dorm at midnight. Wow. I rebuke you, Satan. There's so much, so much, so much, and I'm even more confused than you. How? So they did post a notice. Does it say what time? Was it just compiled in with the order? Am I included in the certificate of service? I'm so going to write about all this. But will the court publish it or make me go through another way now? I don't know if it would invade your privacy, but if any and all websites or anything posted about this, can you please blast my truth in your brilliant insight, what I've told you? Okay, what's the matter? Oh, you're sleepy. Okay, it's okay. You're okay. I'm going to write about all of this. Oh wait, sorry. Okay. Get this out there. You don't have to give me away so they know you know me. Oh, you don't want my hand there? Okay, sorry. Okay, I'll put my hand over here. so they know you, but plant all your seeds of truth, which they truly are. Your POV, how they didn't even give me the competency test to know if I knew what I was doing or not believing me from all of my letters about the other attorneys who raced to the pulpit before me. How can I even do this right? Triple question mark. Then Kranick recorded all those lies and hysterics, painting an even more ridiculous picture. She always spells ridiculous wrong. Of the client from hell I've now been depicted as. Because of him, he handled this so inappropriately. He didn't even think about that. And why did he have to put it in the order? So there's a test? Can they even do that? Not have me complete? What is this case law they quote? I can't even do it correctly, which they would identify if they gave me the test. So what she's saying is not true. The competency test is like, do you understand what your charges are? Do you understand who the judge is? Do you know why you're here? It's not of like, can you write case law or find case law? But anyway, when they gave me a competency test for experts, it was all about me knowing the law basics, but it was so they could make sure I understood the process and the inner workings of what they do and how, not fully represent myself as an attorney. So my big question is, I'm supposed to figure all this out in 3 months for my PTC and trial October 7th? F. We have to put the tablets up. Please keep your thinking cap on this weekend. Just rest and think. We can collaborate when you can. Just let me know so I don't bother you. And I only have about 5 messages left with credits, or I can call you, which I believe is $2.50 per call for 15 minutes each minute. So this is what I call dry begging. She's not asking her directly for the money, but she's asking her for the money. Do you know what I mean? It's like a passive aggressive. I'm going to spend your money. Do you want me to spend it on these calls for 15 minutes, or do you want to send me some credit so we can use the cheaper tablet messages? Not,
It's
we're
their
not going to
money
talk
now.
tonight. Yeah. Whatever and however you want me to talk to you, please. I don't know if you don't tell me and if I don't ask. I already feel like I'm overburdening you. I don't know anyone smarter and wiser and craftier than you. Don't do anything without me. We can figure out who to write or call and what needs to be done. I must rest myself. This is too much. Lots of love and warm hugs and great barrels of gratitude always. Please help. And you sound so cool on the phone, like a very smart, excited radio talk show host. Rush Limbaugh, eyebrows raised. Yes, I listen. Love you. I pray your day goes well and comfortably tomorrow. Please, please, please keep me posted. Your health and well being is priority. Always remember that. Never, ever overdo it. Please. Godspeed. Still in shock. I haven't even told you everything. Thank you for being my friend. Heart.
Regarding some thoughts. Huh, but actually, believe it or not, I used to host an independent radio program from 2003 to 2010, giving music artists giving music artists airtime. I have a good voice for radio, even though I don't have a face for TV. LOL. I do not look like Zav Vulture. Of course, it was music oriented, and some people called me Lana Ingram after Laura Ingram. Poor Rush Limbaugh. Rest in peace. Regarding some thoughts about the order in the case file, there is no time listed, just a date. On the bottom of the order, it says Sarah Boone via hand delivery. No times, dates, etc. All the other questions you ask, I have no clue how to answer. You actually have a better ability to access than I do. You told me to be honest with you. I wonder if the better course of way would be to throw yourself upon the mercy of the court and Judge Kranick. Wrong or right, you're playing in his backyard, and sometimes it's better to negotiate than demand, you know? You need help with law knowledge, procedure, all that stuff. You have a law library in your jail, and you live in the state the trial will be in. One possible thing to do, maybe reach out to your brother for possible help in securing a lawyer. He, being in the military, might have access to resources that might help you. I know when I needed it, my brother stepped up and donated a kidney to save my life. Brothers are good. It might be time for him to do what brothers should and protect his sister. I don't know if he's older or younger, but brothers are brothers. I know I don't have any ability to hire a lawyer on disability, and I know you don't have it either. What happened with Mauricio Padilla? Isn't Kranick misinformed as to why this Mauricio quit? Your brother, being your brother, might be able to find granted power of attorney by you so he can call Florida lawyers pro bono or limited means to possibly help. Family tends to have access that non-family doesn't. One long shot, feel free to yell at me for this one, is to maybe negotiate with your former husband. If he hired a lawyer and secures one for you, maybe that can count against future alimony or whatever, but I don't know. And I know that's none of my business. I'm just brainstorming in my limited ways. However, what I am is a very good listener, and I'm here for you, friend, in my very meager way.
Dun dun dun. Subject from Sarah to Lana. Ride or die. Don't scream at me for this, but there's no effing way, regardless of what lifetime we're in, is my brother going to help me. He thinks if he throws me a couple commissary bucks quarterly, he doesn't have to deal with me. Keeps me at a distance and thinks he's doing his part. Remember, he didn't even give me his address to use for my bond that was never going to be paid. He doesn't care. And former husband, clearly you didn't think it all the way through on that one. I guarantee he is thrilled and already has made plans to take me for the rest of everything, including finalizing the relationship with my son, all the alimony he hasn't paid me unlawfully to date, and arrangements at the prison. He and his attorney probably are meeting for drinks sometime this weekend to plan the execution of everything. He can't wait. Like everyone else, it's over in his evil eyes. Like everyone else, he gets everything and I nothing but lies and a hard time. My life summarized. Padilla, Mo, abandoned me 2 weeks before trial because I couldn't trust him for putting words in my mouth repeatedly, like everyone else. It took me 2.3 years to finally get a supposed download of my photos, some of my evidence slash defense. He held open on a laptop that we argued, and he took it and left. He was the first to withhold information from me and did not keep me updated with what was going on. Even if we did go to trial, I had no idea the plan, who, what, why, anything. That's not how it works. I don't walk in blind to the trial of my life. And he got mad and ran for the pulpit. When I was first arrested and thrown in the black hole, telling myself this is how I'm going to go out, counting bricks with no underwear on. Oh my God. They took sleeping cold on the floor under my bed. He showed up out. For weeks, I just sat in silence, being abused by the officers and trying to figure out anything I could myself, since no one else would. I was actually in the process of being forced to beg, literally told to say please over and over by an officer, then told no. Then they'd walk back up and tell me I could, then close the door and walk off again, pointing up at me from the officer station downstairs. The third time, I started crying while begging. Then another officer said I had a visitor. It was Padilla who found me. I didn't find him or call or recruit him. He raced to represent me first before anyone else took the contract. He worked pro bono. There was to everybody, for the people in the back, it's out of Sarah's mouth. I know I showed you guys the court paperwork that he was pro bono, but everybody was a little sus about it. He worked pro bono. There was a line of attorneys and he walked to the front, sold me with exoneration and seeing my son ASAP. I knew nothing and never had an attorney for anything. I signed my name and looked forward to my release, he promised. Like they all did. He promised me the world, made me feel secure and confident in him, like they all do, until I asked questions. He was way in over his head and had no idea what he was getting into. He would show up wearing gold shoes and stuffed animals on his t-shirt. Okay, Florida PI Sam, I know you're in the chat. Is this accurate? Did he have gold shoes? That seems like a little much. and stuffed animals on like teddy bears, flamingos. He's from Miami, so imagine the flair. And sit in the meeting room with his feet up on the table. So much a supervisor had to come tell him to remove and not do again because they saw him on camera. The only thing I really learned from him were his regrets, his thoughts about his sister in law, and what he was doing with his nephew on the weekend he was in town. But it's my fault because I asked my about my case and what's going on and how do we win. His lies and untruths were believed over mine, like everyone else. I don't count. He won like the others in the race to the pulpit. There's much more I could tell you. This was just a summarized version. Next asterisk for, or next ellipse asterisk, for the notice, not the order. Was it the notice for the scheduled hearing? Was it included and filed the same time as the order? Who is in the COS? Am I included? Is my letter up asking for the copy? That's a footprint of truth in how this played out. Why would I send that after? I don't know what to say or do, and forgive my shortness. I'm in jail, have nothing. I can't describe the feeling. I just want to close the door to a dark room and cry. I don't know about the asking for mercy from Cranick. No one was in the courtroom to witness his demeanor towards me. You didn't see how stone-faced he was towards me and had made his mind up. That's called gray rocking, Sarah. He had no time for your foolishness. No one heard me asking him to listen and understand. The room echoed from no one being in the courtroom and how loud I was speaking, shaking my shackles and almost breaking down in tears. His superior, nonchalant, his kids were getting picked on, so they went and got dad attitude against me. Against me was obvious. His mind was made up like everyone else's. No one heard me. As always, it works in everyone's favor but mine. No one was there. No one got the notice from not being filed to hear me. So, a narcissist's worst nightmare, right? Not being heard, not being seen. Everybody should be looking at her wailing like an idiot. Anyway, it's just amazing that she doesn't connect her behavior to any of this. It's always someone else's fault. She has zero accountability as an adult, like as a woman in her 40s. That just seems mind-boggling to me. I was debating doing that, begging for mercy. Why would he do all that? Pushing me back harder where I fall to the ground. Then help me up. Okay, come here. I can help you take it off. Then help me up. If I opened this can, it's going to blow up. Lana, what do I have to lose? I was done wrong, and the last hope I had was the judge who thinks he knows everything like everyone else. If he wants to go head to head, let's. No one knows how, like you said, I was railroaded yesterday. They proved me right with their exclusion on the withdrawal. Help. Okay. You want to come out of your pajamas? Were they too hot? They proved me right with their exclusion on the withdrawal and notice of hearing, which they covered their ass filing later, so I could. That was a weird place I cut it off. We did really well, AJ, because I thought this was going to take 2 hours, but we can go through questions now. Let me take off Sugar Bear's pajamas because he's going crazy. She got pulpit from one of the prosecutors talking about her being on her bully pulpit when she was harassing George. Oh yeah, maybe Mr. J said that. I was thinking it was a biblical reference, and I'm just like, what is like? She has so many odd biblical references in there. So what do you guys think? Is it what you thought it would be, her panic? I actually thought she would be more distressed because she's on her own, but she's like worried about what Zav girl looks like. Okay, I got you. And like all of these, like what the menu is. So is she distressed? Like, what do you think, AJ? Like, what is that? Is she just like ADHD?
I think she's delusional. So she knows that this is not a great situation for her, but I think part of her is just kind of distracting herself with other nonsense. And also, I noticed that, man, she really was so ungrateful towards her brother, donating to her. And to read her messages to him, it was just like the love bombing. You would never know that she's going behind his back and saying, he just gives me some measly crap to my commissary to get rid of me or whatever. Like it's she's so nasty.
Right. And she still grovels to him, right? If you
Mhm.
know that's what's going on, stop asking him if you feel like you need and deserve love also or attention along with that. Just a lazy gamer. Hello, how are you? I'm glad you're here. A lot of the panic might have been in the calls. That's true because she's limited to like 35K in characters. I just don't know how she had the bandwidth to also worry about Zav Girl's weight loss and if they were getting fish patties or not. Like that would be so not on my radar if I just told I was on my own. Sarah's lying. There's a video where Cashman withdraws and Sarah is told she's going. So that it's not actually, it was in chambers. What happened, what the video was, is when she turned in that 58-page letter. I know that because that was the first video I ever made on this channel. And she was like, tell her to be nice to me. And that's why I was like, does this biatch think the judge is the manager? And then, so they had that, the 58-page letter. Then as we progress through this, like what, AJ and I read right now, and what Sam and I read the other night, was she was waiting and waiting and waiting for it to be posted. And I think that's because Kranik was writing out that 16-page order. He needed time, and he purposely didn't post it so the media wouldn't know. I mean, I think that was intentional. We don't know what was on those calls. It was probably more emotional. Fair, Barry. I'm sure she cried, like real tears, not her tears on the stand. I thought she said no one but her brother offered her a kidney, meaning none of her friends, etc., and not even her son, which is interesting. Hello, Sarah Bridget. No one. Yeah, I don't know what that is in response to, but that is what she said at sentencing. No one has ever offered that in except for my brother. So obviously there was some sort of failure with that kidney, and so she needed another one and went back on dialysis. It still doesn't seem like Sarah grasped like the severity of the dialysis. Tipsy, it seems she latched on to stupid ideas for other people as much as she played her eyes. The passages she read as her own from books. Oh, yeah. Um, no, Mr. J couldn't stand her. I bet he can't stand Stefan Stearns either. She's just repeating words she's been overhearing. Plus, you can always read the Bible in jail, so she most likely was, and just repeating things she thought sounded good. Yeah, that's why I stopped reading those parts too, because I'm like, is she even applying these correctly? But you know, what is that saying? The devil can quote scripture. So, whoa, what are you standing on? Oh, okay. Um, she's ungrateful to everyone, and so I know in the other chat you guys told me Lana said they were on a break, and I'm like, I wonder what she's saying about her now. Do you know, like, what kind of break are they on? Is it like a Rachel and Ross? Oh, you can't be up there, you don't have your shirt on. Okay, AJ, what are your thoughts? I'm running my mouth.
um well, honestly, I think Lana is, I don't want to say more sinister than I thought, but there is a lot of love bombing to Sarah coming from Lana as well, and a lot of like hyping up Sarah's narcissist supply. It seems like, I don't know, almost like Lana knows exactly how to feed somebody like Sarah. And I wonder if that's because she's experienced relationships with people like her in the past. Um, Also, her obsession with true crime. I found it odd that when she first messaged Sarah, she went out of her way to say, I've never messaged anybody like you before. This is the first time I've ever gone this far with like her true crime interest. And I wonder if that could be true. But I
But it could
wonder
also be putting Sarah on a pedestal, like
exactly.
boosting her up, like, "You're special and unique. I've watched true crime for years and years, but I've never reached out to anyone but you."
Yeah. If anything, I wonder if she has reached out to other people and they just didn't reply to her. 'Cause she seems to know a lot about prison and jail and kind of the goings on of being in jail. And I mean, I don't know. I guess that's not proof that she's communicated with people in custody before, but I do wonder if she was kind of hyping Sarah up by saying, "You're the only one."
Well, I do want to clarify because I am the detector of lies. When she's saying I have never, because did she say she didn't reach out or she's never corresponded? Because she could have reached out to others and they didn't respond, right? It just
Yeah.
so happened that Sarah responded. So is she the first person she's ever reached out to, or is it the first person who reciprocated the communication? It's interesting. I want to say too, because he's in here. Just the Lazy Gamer posted earlier. He's been reading some of the transcripts that posted that Joshua Adams, Sarah's appellate attorney, requested. So they're coming in. The clerk or whoever it is, the transcriber has until April 11th to get them all to the appellate court. But yeah, I enjoyed the reading earlier, so you may as well.
I watched it too.
Yeah, with the witnesses, it's funny with the
Mhm.
Christina, and then he called out that I think Marianne was arriving when Christina Pena was leaving.
Mhm.
Also, that is when our guest Miss K was in there. It was that April of 2024. So it sounded like, a hot time in the old jail. Uh-oh. Okay. All right, we're gonna go soon. Okay. She is ungrateful to everyone. So, rage, pity, I agree. I don't think Sarah was ever gonna actually give her a kidney, and if she did, like, even if she went through the testing, I'm a donor. I donated my kidney to my sister. You have to go through a lot of testing. She just doesn't seem like she ate well or hydrated properly when she was in the free world. So, and we damn
Also,
sure know the
doesn't she
honey
have
bear, the honey
cancer?
buns. What's that?
Doesn't she have cancer? Or she did? Will they let you donate an organ?
No, that's a good point. I think she had a mole removed.
She was being dramatic. That makes sense.
Part of me wonders if Lana is playing both sides, us and Sarah. I do not think that maybe Lana wants to be a part of this, so she is a part of something big in true crime. Oh, I do think that maybe Lana wants to be a part of this, so she's a part of something big. Oh my God, that's morbid. I mean, if you're on your deathbed, who knows what you'll do? I hadn't thought about that, but yeah. Sarah is a scamming wench. Because part of it, as I read it too, like initially when I heard Lana in court, I felt like, oh my God, she's being taken. But now, like the cunningness is there, right? Or the craftiness, because she'll cite out like, how, the whole thing with Zav girl. Then she's talking about like getting an attorney or asking your, but like I don't know if cunning is, maybe it's crafty, maybe, but whatever it is, there, it's not naivete, right? There's a knowingness there. So, Sarah, you may have a point there.
Sarah herself, Boone,
Yes,
complimented Lana's craftiness and cunningness. I believe he
right.
used both those words.
Oh yeah, imagine what those phone calls were like. Losing the right to an attorney is one thing. Can you imagine her reaction to being sentenced to life? We don't have those. I wish we did. And Lana isn't speaking publicly about her relationships with Sarah, so we'll never know. Um, I know. I would love to team up with Just a Lazy Gamer. We have to figure out when and where. I'm so triggered by the word intentional now. Same. Yes, she thinks the judge is the manager. Okay, be careful, honey. Let's stop standing on that. That is to purify the air. It's not really a baby stand. Okay? Let's see that there. Thank you. It makes me wonder if Lana has kind of catfished Sarah. It kind of feels like that in a way. Oh my God. I'm glad I'm not the only nosy one. You guys have been researching Lana. So, first of all, I think Lana is Lana. I don't think she's catfishing in that way. Before I ever sent the note or the video that I made about if she would contact me, I did research her. So, she's on LinkedIn. Her former business is on LinkedIn. Her picture is there. It's the same picture that's on Facebook. I put it in the reverse lookup, the catfish machine, and she is Lana Albert. She does live in Minnesota, so that part is true. I don't imagine she would make up something about like being on dialysis, but I have no way to verify that. But it's certainly a hook to get someone, interested and engaged. Yeah. So she was constantly pissed because the judges weren't choosing her a lawyer that she would. Yeah, she would write that, and I was like, "Ma'am, that's not how that works. Like, you don't get the lawyer of your choice. Um, you have a right to a lawyer. You don't have a right to an endless amount, and you don't have a right to one that is. You don't get to keep going through them until you find the right one." I feel like Judge K's, hey Dan P, how are you? I feel like Judge K's 16-page order was his magnum opus, absolutely, in this case. He didn't need to say anything in sentencing because he tombstone pile drived her already. Oh my God. Yeah, he put her under the jail, under the prison. Okay, thank you, Lauren. So speaking on behalf of those, what is it that, I mean, not that you can diagnose her, but she just skips from topic to topic. I just feel like if your house is on fire, do you really care that your neighbor came out in lingerie the day before? You know what I mean? Like, ma'am, get the fire department here. Put this fire out. She really thinks it's the judge's job to select her attorney because she's Delulu. Well, and even the whole thing. So technically, whenever she writes a letter, she's meant to send it to the judge and the state, right? She's always screaming about certificate of service, but she's just like, well, I'll send it in and they'll see it. So even that right there, I think the judge was super lenient. And he obviously spoke with her about not writing him any more letters. And she was like, well, I know you told me, but I want you to know what's going on. It's like, ma'am, that's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. But it's always like, even when she talked about family court, I don't know if you saw any of those letters, AJ, but she was like, it's my judge.
Yeah.
Like, she's the only party.
It's like she's passing notes to the judge, like, for his benefit, she thinks.
Yeah, I don't get it. Hey, Noni lady, how are you? Good to see you. I'm glad you stopped reading the. Yeah, they didn't seem genuine, and I just don't want to further that foolishness. It just seems like, I don't know, maybe there's the Bibles aren't new and they're like underlined with sayings, and the next inmate gets in and is like, oh yeah, I'm going to tell my family this, because her actions are not indicative of anything biblical, not any of the good parts of the Bible. Maybe Sodom and Gomorrah. Control that hearing to curb the drama. He knew her MO from. Oh yeah, Larry. He totally knew Sarah and what was going into it. Okay, I'm gonna give you closing thoughts, AJ. What would you like to say before we wrap up?
Well, thank you so much for letting me read with you tonight. I'm glad we were able to get through all the messages. It's surreal because I've been listening to you for months, and now I'm talking to you. It's crazy.
Yay! Well, thank you for being a lovely, and of course, thank you for offering to help. I appreciate you.
Sure.
How long have you been following Boone?
I want to say I don't remember where, but I saw when that video dropped initially, and I remember seeing it, and it was horrific, of course. And then Dreading covered it months later, I think. And when I was already subscribed to them, so when I saw their coverage, I was like, oh my God, this is that video again. This is that lady. And I've been watching her ever since.
Yeah. I think I saw that video in 2020, and the video that brought me back was JCS. Sarah thinks she's going home, and then Bruce Rivers, criminal lawyer, did a reaction to that, and then I was like all in again.
I'm glad that you're covering Lori Vallow too, because the Daybell Vallow thing was that I was so into that for so long. Like I watched I watched Chad's trial and all the coverage, and yeah, what a mess.
Yeah, I couldn't watch the trial. I watched Lori's sentencing. I watched some of the motions for Chad, like that one weird guy who stepped in and the judge was like, "You had us here all weekend working on this and you're not even a party to this and now you're hiding behind your lawyer? No, I want to talk to you." I was like,
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Sugar Bear is being a bear. He's sleepy and fighting it. But I'm gonna get him off to bed. Thank you so much, AJ. And what's the name of the cat that we're looking at? Because that's a cutie.
Her name is Mochi.
Mochi? Oh,
Mhm.
cute. Do you see Mochi? Mochi the cat?
Mochi. Oh, that's
Cat,
so
yes.
cute.
Well, thank you. And shout out to your mom again. We appreciate her support. Everybody, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do that on your way out if you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you did since you're still here. And I will see you all in the morning with more Lori Vallow Daybell coverage. Toodles.